Okay, a bit of spoiler warning here, but it seems that season 4 not only released basically I guess you could say the remaining 8 episodes uh, that are to be released currently, but it also revealed some interesting tidbits that we may have not known of. Yeah, they revealed some interesting tidbits as I adjust something here. There we go. Okay, but yeah, they revealed some interesting tidbits. Basically, that pretty much, like I said, we didn't know about, but only speculated on, and also throws out any theory that we thought of before. Basically throws it out and stomps all over it. And that is in one of the episodes of season 4, because like I said, I haven't seen all of them yet. I just gave myself a sneak peek. No, I did not watch it backwards. I just gave myself a little bit of a sneak peek at the final episode, the finale for chapter 4, which again I highly recommend you check out. But in one of the episodes of season 4, apparently Misty is retold, is refreshed by Opaline as to why she is doing this. As to why she needs dragon fire, why she needs, certain kind of magic and everything. It's because of the fact that she comes from a place called Skyros. That's Skyros, Skyros. And apparently Skyros is the land of the alicorns. That's right. There's an actual land of alicorns, and we've speculated this for a while. We've been wondering, like, basically we've been wondering, like, how did Celestia and Luna become alicorns, right? Did they go through the same process as Twilight did, as Cadence before her did, or did they come from someplace completely different? As described in the Journal of the Two Sisters. Well, we can honestly say that somebody over on the MLPG5 staff basically took inspiration and elements from the Journal of the Two Sisters, and it said, we're going to apply that here to G5 to put more context into the story, into Opaline's reasoning for wanting control, wanting power, and all that, as well as further that connection between G4 and G5. And that's what we get here in season 4 in one of the episodes, where basically she refreshes Misty, as well as for the first time, kind of, I guess you could say, lets the audience in to the fact of, of who she is, as to who she is really, and what's her reasoning for all this happening. And apparently, it's not just the fact that she wants to prove herself to be the most powerful alicorn and live up to her power, but we also find out that the reason Celestia had the power to raise the sun, and why Luna has the power to raise the moon and everything, is basically because of the fact that it's their elements. It is the elements they are gifted as fillies. In other words, Celestia and Luna were gifted the most powerful elements in Skyros, to be able to raise the sun and the moon. And from the flashback that apparently you can find on the YT and everywhere, or just tune into the episode, whatever episode it is in season 4, apparently according to Opaline, they looked at themselves as being better than all the other alicorn fillies because of what they were gifted with. And that didn't sit well with Opaline, and that she basically wants to, not only get revenge, for being shunned, by the likes of Luna and Celestia, but also to live up to her true potential, her element of fire, which is why she is determined to gather all the dragon fire in Equestria. That way, the more dragon fire she has, the more powerful she is in the long run, and potentially, she will be able to, get revenge. Maybe seek out Celestia, seek out Luna, maybe seek out Twilight, wherever she's at, and get revenge. Or maybe get revenge, against Twilight if Twilight shows up, or through Twilight, get revenge. I should say, get revenge through Twilight, if she shows up, to get back at Celestia and Luna. But yeah, it's really interesting to find out about this, because it's like, okay, we're always wondering exactly, ever since we saw Opaline, at the end of the Make Your Mark first chapter, the pilot special, if you will, the sequel to New Generation, we're always wondering, who she is, what's her motivation, what's going on. And now we know. Now we know what, who she is, where she's come from, and what her reasoning is, and what her motivation is. So, yeah, like I said in the previous video, it definitely shows that season 4 is, the season, not season 4, but chapter 4 is definitely the part of season 1, if you will, to where, everybody was hoping it would get to this point, and it is, and that is, it is now cooking. We are now getting into the meat, the heart of the story, if you will, when it comes to all this, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if what we saw at the end of the final episode of chapter 4 is any indication, not just climactic wise and epilogue wise, is any indication of what the future holds, then I think we're going to be in for a heck of a ride. I really do. Now, apparently, according to somebody on YouTube who commented on my video, they mentioned that the writers for animation are in a completely different category than the Writers Guild of America that's currently on strike. So any worry we would have of maybe a delay occurring because of that with MLP MYM, we can pretty much put that worry to rest. And hopefully we can. Hopefully that that will be the case. But yeah, it's it's really interesting to find out about Opaline's past here. To actually finally get some background and origin information as to why she's the way she is and all that. So yeah, I cannot wait, honestly, to see what Chapter 5, Season 2, if it's a Season 2, but Chapter 5 of Make Your Mark has to offer, because I can tell you this right now. If we're seeing the Philly versions of Celestia and Luna, then if these artistic renders right here, these artistic renders, people actually put these together based on current models, I think Izzy's mostly. And then, of course, you have these here that they did, and this little speed paint. If seeing them in Alicorn Philly form, in this flashback for for Chapter 4, is any indication of what Chapter 5 is gonna bring to the table, then we're probably gonna get G5 versions of adult Celestia and adult Luna. We are, and that's gonna be great. That's going to be great. And we can now, because let's not forget, the last time we saw them, they were retiring. In G4, they were going to, what is it, Sunny Shores or something like that. So, to me, I've got a feeling that we're going to see Sunny Shores, or whatever, or wherever they're at right now, whatever, like land or place they're at right now. I've got a feeling we're going to see that show up. Because I have a feeling that what's going to happen is Sunny and the main 5, and along with Misty maybe on occasions, but mostly the main 5 are going to go search for them and find them and explain the situation. And what that means to me is that we're going to get basically Tabitha St. Germain back. That's right, we're going to get Tabitha St. Germain. And I can't think of her name right now. I'm going to look it up right now. We're going to get Tabitha Saint Germain back as Luna, and we're going to get Nicole Oliver back as, I just found it, we're going to get Nicole Oliver back as Celestia. So yeah, I've got a feeling that Chapter 5, we're going to see the adult versions, now retired, of Celestia and Luna, whether they're at whether that's Seaside Shores or whatever it's called, that they're retired to at the end of the series, or wherever they're at now. I've got a feeling we're gonna get a story, maybe a little arc, where Sunny and her friends, with the exception of Misty, because Misty's in a certain role that, I'm glad they put her in, that kind of benefits Sunny's side of things, but, also keeps the villain, basically unaware for right now of what's going on. But I've got a feeling we're going to probably get a little arc, maybe where Sunny, Izzy, Zip, Pip, and Hitch, are going to go to wherever Celestia and Luna are and find them and explain the situation. And like I said, that's when we will see and hear, Celestia and Luna for the first time, since the end of Friendship is Magic, in G5 in CGI form, probably something around like either this or this, depending. Might be modeled a little bit after Opaline's design, but maybe a hybrid. It'll be based off the G4 designs, there's no doubt. That's what they did with Twilight. So I would not be surprised if we do get, versions like this is basically coming into play. But like I said, not only we're going to see them, but I've got a feeling we're going to hear Nicole Oliver and Tabitha Saint Germain, reprise their roles as the Royal Sisters. And to me, it's going to be, a moment that fans are going to talk about for a while. It's going to be a moment fans are going to talk about for a while because, we want that connection. We want to know what that true connection is between both Generation 4 and 5. And now we're starting to see that manifest more so than ever. Yes, it does kind of squash any theory of Opaline being a corrupted, Flurry Heart or a corrupted student of Twilight's. It does squash that. But it does, like I said, build on the mythos. It does build on, the storytelling that the Journal of the Two Sisters put out about, Celestia and Luna, being from a different realm of Equestria where alicorns live. I mean, here's the thing. Let's go back to the crystalline, okay? Let's go back to the crystalline, Flurry Heart's debut. What's the word I'm looking for? What did Celestia say? What did she say when, Twilight and the main six were shocked by, the revelation that Flurry Heart is an alicorn? What was their, what was Celestia's answer? The birth of an alicorn is something that Equestria has never seen. And how did Luna respond? That it's beyond their understanding. Why? Because apparently, when they were this age, here, they never saw the birth of an alicorn when they were that young. So they don't know. They don't understand exactly how that could happen, right? And especially when they got sent off to Equestria, well, not Equestria, but to Canterlot to rule over Equestria, they've probably never seen it throughout the centuries and all that they were ruling, especially Celestia. Her, she's never seen it until Cadence gave birth. So that was the first time that she had ever seen it, which is why she basically said it's something that Equestria has never seen. And even Luna, kind of echoing in or joining in on that by saying that it's beyond their understanding because as fillies, in Skyrose, they've never seen it. And apparently during Celestia and Luna's reign, mostly Celestia's because of the banishment she had to put on Luna for a bit, for 1,000 years, to the moon. During that reign, together, and then together at first, and then on her own, that being Celestia, and then together again. They've never seen the birth of an alicorn occur. Outside of where they probably came from, but even then, in Skyros, they never saw it either. They never saw it either. So again, it does kind of answer some questions as to, like when Celestia said, it's something that Equestria has never seen, and it also answers the question of Luna coming out and saying it's beyond their understanding. It's because of the fact that when they were younger, in Skyros, they never saw it. They never saw it, and when they got sent down to rule over Equestria from Canterlot, they never saw it either. Even after Luna got banished, Celestia never saw it. So this makes things. So this not only, this not only does kind of answer those questions as to why they say that or why they said that in the crystalline, and how it kind of and basically those answers kind of contradicting the Journal of the Two Sisters. But now this kind of, like I said, that kind of answers all of that, as well as stays in line with what we saw or what we read in the Journal of the Two Sisters. That's what it does. So I know that kind of sounded complicated, the way I said it, but to me that's the way I look at it. Like, this does answer, basically the question as to why Celestia and Luna said what they did in the crystalline, and it also stays in line and does further answer the question of whether or not the Journal of the Two Sisters is in context, is in the same timeline and continuity as Friendship is Magic and now G5, and here it's pretty much vindicated as to being connection, being the connection that we all knew it was. It's just again, we weren't too sure up until this point as to exactly, who Opaline was and everything, and her explaining her origin once again to Misty, and for the first time to us, the viewers. It answered, like I said, a lot of questions. It answered the question as to why Luna and Celestia said what they did in the crystalline about Floreyheart's birth and all that. But it also answered the question of whether or not the Journal of the Two Sisters book was in line and in context, continuity-wise, with G4 and G5, and obviously it is. And along with that, we do get the name of the place they're from, called Skyros. And again, with all that, I'm telling you, obviously the writers knew what they were doing. They basically, as I said before, as I mentioned in the previous video, as I said before, even while I was working last year at Target and recording some of those on-camera and audio videos before work, I said basically give it time. Give it time to build up, give it time to simmer, and you're going to get something that, in the long run is going to be worth the wait. That basically your patience for it is going to pay off. And lo and behold, it did exactly that. So honestly, I cannot, like I said, I cannot wait to see what Chapter 5, Season 2 has in store, because again, like I said, we're probably going to get a little mini arc maybe with Sunny and her crew, except for Misty because of the role Misty's in right now, going off on a journey to find Celestia and Luna and let them know what's going on, and maybe in the process find Twilight, let her know what's happening, and maybe we'll have things come full circle. Like maybe Twilight will finally find out, unless of course being Twilight she studied about it and everything and found out herself already. We'll probably finally get some context and everything that, as to why Opaline is doing this. And all the, like why Opaline. Well, we do have that answer, basically, I should say, but hopefully we'll get more context as to why she's doing it from the point of view of Celestia and the point of view of Luna, and maybe Twilight as well, or maybe if Twilight does show up, she finds out, along with the rest of us, and even Sunny and her crew, maybe she finds out that maybe Celestia and Luna weren't too truthful with her after all, and that there is, and that maybe Opaline has a legit reasoning for being mad and all that. But we'll see. And, again, I like the idea that the reason they have certain magic, if you will, the reason certain ponies like Cadence, like Celestia, like Luna, like Twilight, and even Opaline, why, they are alicorns, and mostly why Cadence and Twilight were granted alicorn status in the show. It's mainly because of the fact that they carried the elements of love and the element of friendship, just like Celestia carries the element to raise the sun, and Luna carries the element in power to raise the moon, and Opaline has the power of fire. So yeah, it's just, I'm just really happy to know that we got some answers to that, some context, if you will, to all of this, basically. And again, like I said in the previous video, it's gonna make chapter 5 season 2 must see, must watch. There's no doubt around that, in my opinion. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I do apologize if I rambled a bit. It is early. It's 8:08 in the morning as I'm closing this up. I got up earlier just a little while ago. I have to do this while my mom is still sleeping. I don't want her interrupting stuff. But anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below. Live chat during the premiere, where in the live chat, super chats are open. If you want to help donate in that manner, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if not, super thanks as well during the regular viewing of this after the premiere. Also, you can click on my Teespring store when the bottom line pops up and says shop, in the in the bottom right hand corner, if you will, or bottom left hand corner of your viewing screen, or how you watch this. You can help there, as well as check out my BW Roses Discussions podcast at all your favorite audio podcast locations, except for Pandora, but also specifically check it out at Spotify. It would be greatly appreciated if you can do that there, because the more you view it on Spotify, the more I get closer to 100 Spotify listeners to open up the ambassador ad, and that would help me out tremendously as well. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below, and like I said, during the live chat, where you can donate super chats if you want to. How do you feel about this revelation? Do you think it's going to lead to us seeing Luna and Celestia in Chapter 5, Season 2, if you will, of Make Your Mark? Do you think it'll also lead to Twilight showing up? And do you think we'll find out more, of what's going on with Opaline from the Celestia Luna perspective? What are your thoughts? And do you think, because I truly believe this, that when they do show up, that they'll be voiced once again by Nicole Oliver and Tabitha St. Germain? Let me know what your thoughts are on it, guys, because again, this is huge. Because again, what this is doing is it's getting us into that meat of the story that we've been wanting, just like with Friendship is Magic. And now it's time to turn up the heat and really cook and show us that Make Your Mark can live up to the hype and the legacy of Friendship is Magic. It's got a long ways to go, but I think it's off to a great start right now. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Love to hear from each and every one of you. And until then, I am out.